Hello, goddesses.
Hello.
Hello, Ramona. Here we go.
How are you today?
I'm well. I am back from a fabulous trip to Utah and experiencing that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Just getting back to the pace of the beach.
Yeah.
What it's funny how one thinks, oh, it just must be easy to get back to the beach, and but adjusting to the time and the really that and the atmosphere, the elevation and all of that's taken a toll on my body. But I am not complaining.
But you made it home safely, and that is all that matters.
Yep.
So, well, we are starting a new month here today. So we are shifting our gears to a new goddess, which is the goddess Lakshmi. And we have worked with Lakshmi a few times over the last couple of years. I believe one of our, when we were doing the journey with the goddess, where we actually would like have a workshop, we came together and worked with Lakshmi, and that was, she's quite a magical, she's quite a magical goddess. And she's definitely one that I lean to as a yogi. Lakshmi is quite often seen with Lord Ganesh. So Ganesha is the remover of obstacles, and then and then Lakshmi comes in and says, "And here's all the abundance you get whenever you when you step beyond the obstacles."
Yeah.
It's kind of like risk reward, right? So am I willing to take a risk? Am I willing to let go of my fears that tell me I can't, and instead, work with the energies of believing you can, and then asking Lakshmi to help us find our way to that abundance, and in so many ways. But when you see Lakshmi in statuettes, typically she has coins falling out of her hands, which is a sign of wealth and abundance upon you. And it's not always financial wealth. Sometimes it's wealth and abundance of friends and time and energy and like whatever. Like we could go on and on and on. So this, like I said, this is definitely a goddess that I have worked with a lot throughout the years. I do actually have a statue of her that sits in my room here every day, because I do believe that my connection with her is a huge piece of my journey in this lifetime. So let's hear more from you, Paige, about.
Well, I was going to read a little bit from Colette Baron Reed's book about the goddess, if that's okay, about Lakshmi. And this is her empowerment message. When the Hindu goddess Lakshmi comes to visit, she heralds a celebration of your purpose, wisdom, and compassionate prosperity. All your experience and all your skills are rich with meaning and purpose. And as a result, you can expect to see evidence of this wealth in the world around you. You have the ability right now to create great success in your life, and what you have to offer has exalted value. The goddess of luck and prosperity says it's time to share your good fortune with others, and she will show you how it multiplies when you apply gratitude, praise, and a commitment to serve. If it's material success you intend, you shall co-create it. If it's a rich relationship life, you will attract and develop it. You are a magnet for miracles. I love that.
Yeah.
Be a magnet for miracles. Yeah, it's like what you put out, you get back in return, and quite often more.
Yeah.
And it's,
the law of attraction is kind of the same thing, right? Like what you think,
how you vibrate,
where your vibration is what you're actually creating. So and a lot of my work, I would say, really roots in that belief structure of understanding that what you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're doing is creating your life. So whether it's actively or passively, you're creating your life.
Exactly. And when going back to abundance and what we think of abundance, a lot of time it is monetary. A lot of us are wanting to increase that, but we don't want to be attached to that particular aspect of abundance, because you never know how it's going to show up. It may, like you said, come up in an abundance of time, or the prosperity, the fortune may not be necessarily monetary right now, but it may be an abundance of opportunities that you never thought possible. Maybe you were thinking, I'm going to have this particular job, or I'm going to do this particular thing. And then something opens up and you're like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Let me think about that. And it may be, I think, anytime you come up with an opportunity to serve in using your talents and your value toward serving others and all that, you can't help but create abundance. I mean, co-create abundance. It's a win-win.
Well, and it's interesting because, I have had many experiences where I have had to let go of things, or things have shifted, and maybe I was a little bit tortured through the process of that. Like it was uncomfortable, or like my most recent experience in my household, there was a big change, and with that change opened up space that all of a sudden got filled with things that I really had been contemplating and praying on and sending out into the universe for quite some time. And so, the message that came through was this big change that happened in the household needed to happen in order for the opportunity for the new energy to be able to enter. Like without that shift, my energies were focused elsewhere.
Yeah. And Ganesha works to remove those obstacles and open up new lines of communication.
Comes in with that trunk and is like, whoosh. Let me move this out of the way.
Get that out of the way. You can't. Yeah.
Not always exactly the way you want it.
That big wall of building blocks you just built just gets knocked down. That's interesting thought. I mean, remover of obstacles. And sometimes we set up these arbitrary walls, or, those false beliefs, like toward earning money, and that you think, oh, well, I can't do that. Or I was always told you're terrible with your money. You how are you going to make? And then, I mean, I've known a few people that have thought that whole time growing up that they were just terrible with money, and that's why they never had it or whatever. But it isn't just, they just didn't have the tools and the belief that they could earn it, that they were worth it.
Right. For sure.
You are worth it.
Yeah. So I believe the invitation here this month is for you to start leaning into areas of your life where you want to create more, and then working with Lakshmi, and maybe even calling in, Ganesh, or if you don't align with that deity, then however you connect with higher power, just inviting higher power to come in and support you in finding clarity and being open to the steps that you might want to be taking to help access and co-create with Lakshmi the opportunities.
I think she wants us to co-create and believe that with others, and that we can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can do it.
Yeah. Okay, so as we're moving through this month, we'll be sharing tools, altar making, and talking integration like we have every other month. And we really would love to hear from you. Anything you are thinking or feeling or experiencing when working with Lakshmi. So
Yes.
that we will see you again next week as we explore altar making.
Altar making. Wonderful.
We hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you. Namaste.